Good morning. It's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show. And this episode brought to you by the New York Yankees. They blew it. My team. I watched 162 games. They won the American League Championship. They went to the World Series and they blew it. They had the game all wrapped up in the fifth game, but they let me down. But the good news is they will be back in less than 100 days, spring training. Yes, that's correct. So on with the show, on with the show, on with the show. On with the show, because today we're going to go ahead and do my top 10 albums, Psych Albums, my favorite Psych Albums. So, are you ready? Because this Sunday, I got a special announcement here at the end of the show. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen on this Sunday. Oh, my camera's a little crooked. So, So here's my top 10 Psych albums. Coming in at number 10, Pink Floyd, Pipers at the Gates of Dawn. Yes, their first LP with Syd Barrett, released on the 4th of August, 1967. Partway through the recording session, Syd, growing use of LSD, led to his departure from the band, and then David Gilmour stepped in. So coming in at number 10, which is an awesome album. These are all fantastic albums, but this one here is with Syd Barrett, and it's Piper. Coming in at number 9, I was late to the party on this album, but it's the band Spirit, the 12 Dreams of Dr. Sargonticus. Yes, the 4th LP. Released on the 27th of November, 1970, and there was the only album to reach gold status. It was coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, Disraeli Gears, Cream. Great album. Second album of theirs, released in 2 November 1967. The LP was produced by future Mountain bassist Felix Paparazzi. It was. Fantastic album. Strange Brew. It's got some great songs on here. Coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7. 13th Floor Elevators. The psychedelic sounds of the 13th Floor Elevators. This is a double album with one being stereo, one being mono. The LP was debuted in October 17th, 1966. The picker wasn't even 10 years old then. It was the first use of the word psychedelic reference in music. It was. Next, coming in number 6, SF Sorrow, The Pretty Things. 4th album released by them. 1968. It was released in 20th of December. It's a psychedelic rock opera that explores the life of a single character. Is that kind of like Rail? Later on? Way later? A few years later? I guess it could be. Coming in number 5, The United States of America. What a great name for a band, huh? Released in 1968, often cited as an early showcase for the use of electronic devices in rock music. This album's fantastic. I love this album. I was able to find this for $10 at a record store down in Hickory, North Carolina a few years ago. This album goes for money, as Rob would say. Coming in at number 4 is the band July. I just recently got this album. This album is really good. Released in 1968. The band disbanded in 69. Band's music was a blend of psychedelic rock and psychedelic pop, marked with the lush harmonies, acoustic guitars, keyboards, and intricate lead guitar work. Yes, July. Every one of these albums is a banger. Every one of them is excellent. You won't go wrong with any of them. Coming in at number 3, it's going to be the Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle. 2nd studio album by them, released on the 19th of April, 1968. After they were dropped from Decca Records after their first album, this album was financed by them, and it became a huge hit and ranked in the top 100 albums of Rolling Stone magazine. That's true. Coming in at number 2, Love Forever Changes. Third album by Love, November 1st, 1967. Arthur Lee explored the darker themes, alluding to the morality and his growing disillusionment with the era's counterculture. It's also true. What could be number 1? Well, there's only one number 1, but actually there's 2. There's two. There's 2 number 1 albums. It's got to be Pepper and Magical Mystery Tour. I love these 2 albums. These are my 2 favorite Beatle albums. I would have to say, I did my ranking, and I came up with that. And yes, they both released in 1967. Pepper was released in May of '67, and Magical Mystery Tour was released December of '67. McCartney took LSD for the first time by himself, having long resisted from Lennon and Harrison to try it. Later on, he joined them in taking it, along with Ringo Starr. After that, he wrote these 2 albums with John Lennon and the other boys. Yep, they did. They all took LSD to write those records. This Sunday, I'm going to a record show in Clemens, North Carolina. It's huge. It's really huge. It's going to be huge. It's huge. And last time I went there, a year ago, I think I met the Zonk Man there. I'm pretty sure I met the Zonk Man. So maybe the Zonk Man will make an appearance at the show in Clemens, North Carolina. I spent 4 hours on the floor last time. When I got home, it took me 2 days to recover. I was on my feet a long time. I got a list of about 40 albums I want to buy, and I want to get them all for $5 a piece. You think it can be done? Well, here you go. Here's the list. Here's some of the ones that I'm looking for when I get up there. Mick Ronson, Slaughter on 10th Avenue. Moody Blues, Kings to the Kingdom. That was only released in the CD era. Paul Simon, Graceland. There Goes Ryman Simon. Peter Frampton, The Art of Creation. Or The Art of Control. Floyd, Endless River and Works. Roxy Music, Avalon, Country Life. I like to get Simon and Garfunkel's Sound of Silence, The Hits and Bookends. Stephen Stills' Manassas, Best Of, Right By You, and Thorogood Gap. Talking Heads, Fear of Music. Tongues, Speaking in Tongues, Buildings and Food. Lindsey Buckingham's Law and Order. Three Dog Night, American Pastime. Emmett Rhodes' American Dream. Chicago 4 Live, Kansas Final Confessions. Part 2, The Best of Alan Parsons. Alice Cooper, Best Of and School's Out. Carly Simon, Have You Seen Me Lately? Spoiled Girl and My Romance. Grand Funk, Born to Die. If, their third album, Jackson Browne, World in Motion. Jethro Tull, Catfish Rising. That's going to be a hard one. That was also during the CD era. Julian Lennon, Help Yourself. Another one that's going to be difficult. Kansas, Best Of, Vinyl Confessions, and The Shape of Things. And that's just 20 of them. I'm going to try to get 40 of them for $5 a piece. May or may not happen. We will see when I get up to Clemens and come home with the haul. And that will be Sunday night going into Monday will be my next show. And also, I'm going to be doing the top 10 of 1981. Now, that series has gotten gangbusters. I'm getting 100 people watching just in the first couple hours. So people are loving that series. I'm going to continue that all the way up to present day. So every week, you're going to get another 10 years. And yeah, it's going to come up 1 year. It's going to be another year. And then by the end of the week, that'd be 7 years, right? So I never did good in math. So look forward to that. 1981 will be coming up on this Sunday, late Sunday into Monday show, along with my haul from Clemens. So that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you like the show, click the bell and hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a nickel. And you can see what time the North Carolina Vinyl Picker will be back. And I will be back this weekend after I go to Clemens, North Carolina. So you be good out there, support them troops, and I'll be talking to you soon. God bless America.